So welcome to my little corner, and I am sitting here waiting a little bit because this has come up, and it is supposed to be starting the 7th, from what I understand on it. But when I looked, there was no expedition. So I will say that we have to wait and see. And then kind of take it from there. That's all we can really do at this moment. So I'm going to continue playing my normal game, and then tomorrow decide whether I will do expedition or the survival game I had set up for Thursday. So it will go a little bit in that direction. But from now, it will be very normal play, and it will be with the usual culprits and taking the normal route, so to speak. Well, first of all, we will look what the missions has brought home to us. If anything. That's a couple of surprises here, so that's something which can be good. Trunk of synthetic ropes. Interesting. So on the other side here we have a combat one, which was long as well. And I sent one of the organic with it, more to give it some experience. It brought 3 synchronic eggs back, so that's actually interesting. That can be upgrades to my living ship. Of coins, not bad. So down in the end we have, that was all relatively short ones, so let's see what they bring home. There's another surprise. Box of pulsating blossom. Nice. And 1.5 million. Getting a lot of surprises on these ones. Unfortunately, they can be worth anything from roughly 100,000 up to a couple of million. So you never really know what exactly you get from it. And there's more here. Another one. Parched worms. Okay, let's have a look. So that was 200,000. 2 million. 600,000, not bad. 146, 185, 159. So not everything. Oh, there's 1.1 million. So some is very good and some is not. There's one more there. 2 million. Okay. So all in all, quite a lot of quite a lot of value in them. So those I always sell. So that I leave for a moment. Oop. That's about it. Then there's these. Okay. So they are all for okay. I will first go and deal with the frigates and see what I can send off. Then I will go down and look at the living ship. Not sure how that actually pans out with those. So I have a 23 and a 25. So 25. Balanced, so that should be one of each. That's fine. Voids of discovery. all discovery. I don't have enough fuel for that, so that has to wait until later. So is my living ship anywhere down here? No. So you can call it, and it will replace one of the others. Well, it would replace my my chosen one. So I wonder if you can actually expand with normal. So it goes there. And what is the last one? Neural. Simply so it is. No. So it's actually that one. Okay. I might have placed them a little bit wrongly, but that's something I will have to find out when I actually get to start upgrading it and stuff like that with more more things, more storage, for instance. I don't know if I have to find that on missions or it can be done with normal ones. So that's one thing we have to find out as it happens. It is not what we're going for right now. So as usual, I'm running short on fuel for the freighter, so I will need to farm and make again. So that seems to be the theme on every little day we play. It is always about getting enough for the frigate fuel. And I would say that is one of the things that it's very easy to do. However, it's easy to forget as well. Because when you're running around on planets, you do find dihydrogen, for instance, and you pick it up, but you don't actually go practical and try to get it. So I try to get it as I get around and see it, but it's a little bit the same with the tritium, because you tend to forget actually to go into the asteroid belt and from time to time just take a load. So I need to remember to be better to do that. Actually, I'm almost out of tritium, so yeah. That is one thing I need to make sure I actually pick up every time I play. Otherwise I might have to do whole days where I just do farming of that. That would be a little bit boring, to be honest. That's not really what you want to spend your time on. You do want to get out there, you want to explore, you want to do things, get things. And I'm no different than anyone else. I want a piece of action as I go around. Not necessarily go farming for 4 or 5 hours and then end up in that situation where that's all I do for a whole stream, for instance, because I only play this one on stream. It's not like I play it in my own time, because if I play No Man's Sky in my own time, I play another save. Actually, I play another survival game, so because that kind of intrigued me a little bit with the little bit slower pace, so that is what I play off stream at the moment on No Man's Sky. So I had hoped that the expeditions would be live, because it said it would be today, and I would have expected to be UK time, but that didn't really seem to pan out that way, so then we will have to wait. All my plans. I never knew I would end up as a greengrocer in life, but looks like that is the path we have taken. Bad weather here. It looked like it, at least. some places it's just quickly in and out. And yeah, the question is that, do I really need to pick this up every day? Probably not, especially as I've started selling a lot of this stuff, but I mean, now I'm producing it and I kind of want to pick up every day. But it is not like I actually really need many of these things anymore. That said, found out that suddenly was running out of certain things. So when you keep using what you have, you will end up at some point running out if you don't get some. So it is a little bit tricky. Do I want to run out? No, of course not. Not what I was supposed to do. So we have one farm more with phosphorus. Again, one which I actually hardly need, but I'll take it. So as usual, feel free to use the chat if you have any questions to the game, comments, just want to say hello. It's all fine. There. And then I of course have my dairy farm left. There I unfortunately have to spend a little bit of time because otherwise I don't get anything. So it only works when I'm present there. It's not like it gets stopped while I'm away, and that is a little bit sad, because I thought you could put these technologies up and then it would kind of fill up even though I was not at the planet, because I would assume that the animals would come to this one no matter whether I was here or not, and then eat the food, and this one would actually get the produce from the animals. So there's no animals. However, if I go around here a little bit, then they will start arriving. There's one, which which has been fed and milked or harvested. So it's a little bit weird how it works. So that was the berry which was harvested. It takes a little bit of time before it actually manifests itself inside the automatic harvesting robot, but it will. There's another one coming. Come get some food. Oh, by the way, this one I built next to a portal, so if I ever should need a portal in Eissentam, I got it pretty much at my doorstep. You can see that's the portal thingy. So I got some more leopard fruits. It's actually more the milk I'm interested in, weirdly enough, but they are not really coming close. Oh man. Hello, animals. Oh, there's one. It's been milked, so is the milk? No. So I get something else, but not the milk I'm actually looking for. That's that's one of those with milk, so it's been recently milked, so maybe there is some milk now. No. There was milk. Good. So, you might ask the question, what do I need the milk and stuff like? Well, if you look at my Sundays where I actually do some cooking, you might have noticed that a lot of things are depending on cream or butter, and that comes out of milk. So you need a lot of milk to actually make these things. You can also make it to variations of butter, and you can make cheese. So there is a lot of different things which goes into that. I also need eggs, which I don't get here. So this dispenses food. And the animal comes and eat it, and this one should be harvesting them. Okay, 5 milk and 5 leopard fruit. Normally not gotten that many leopard fruit, but it only works when I'm actually standing here, and that is a little bit annoying, because I thought, and call me naive, but I thought it would actually work without my interaction, to be honest. But it seems like I have to be here. That is, well, that is just annoying that it is like that. So, well, I will leave it to it. I will come back before I end and see if there's anything in the harvesting machine. Meantime, I'll take these. Gosh, they are useful for me. Over here is another thing which is needed in cooking. Heptaploid wheat, that is what you need for making flour, which you also need a lot of. So this planet is a paradise planet, so I should be very safe walking around here. Until I meet something which wants to eat me, but that's a whole other story. If you remember, I say you can always find cobalt on the planets. That is mainly true, but you kind of have to find caves to find it. Which, to my knowledge, should be on all planets. So something would popped up as unidentified. What was that? I don't see anything now. Okay. Oh, let's go and quickly check out. then continue with our little adventures. I mean, it's a little bit a bummer if you have to stay on the planet and stay with it. Well, I guess you could probably move around on the planet, but yeah, well, that is as it is. So let's teleport to where we ended yesterday. Sat on the orbital and then continue from there. So I always just look if there is any missions that is useful. I didn't think there was, so, and just see if I can sell something I already have on the ship, because all the pluses can be sold. Good thing is, everything that can be sold, I don't have to run around with. So, that was a little bit to get rid of, so to speak. Let's see, hold on. Oh, some has baptized it a Toyota Camry. So we are nearly ready. The only thing is I have to just clean this a little bit. I do that by chucking all these things on the freighter for now. If I should need to do anything with it, well, then I would have to either activate it from the freighter or kind of go to the freighter. So that's how it looks for now. And off we go. So I have to go to the asteroid belts, and we'll do that a couple of times to make sure I get a proper amount of tritium harvested as well as dihydrogen. So I do apologize if it gets a little bit tedious seeing me doing these things, but it is unfortunately part of the game. Doing this, you get a lot of surplus gold, silver, and sometimes platinum. These used to be platinum only, but that has changed over time. least was a start. So whatever we can get out of that and continue. Oh, we're going that way now. It's a system without any indications. Can't really use that because there's no trade. I need places with a space station. Otherwise, I won't be making any money. Thing is, if there's no space station, there might not be any trade stations either. There could be, but you never really know. So I'm actually going to, I just saved it, so I am very curious to see if the expedition has not come up yet. So we just continue where we were. Sorry, it takes a little bit of time, but I am so curious because it was supposed to start today, from what I understood. If I am wrong, then please forgive me. But looking at the date, it actually say the 7th, and that's today. However, I will continue with the usual stuff, so there won't be any major differences there. So I'm not going to purchase, I'm going to sell because I had some. We are of course looking at this. If we find something good, A is not good enough, but if we find S-class, I will put the glyph address for this system, and I will also make a little short YouTube video with it so everyone can actually see what I find. I am wasting a lot of money sometimes, but I kind of don't care. If it is one of those where it actually looks reasonable, then I go with it. Oh, I just sold one with minus. Oh God. I have failed. I am a poor Ferengi. I didn't sell properly. Ah, Jesus. That is where sometimes you fail. Well, I fail. It's interesting. A fighter, B explorer, and there was a quite a moped that flew off, so yeah. There's another Explorer, an A. Okay. And I have to keep getting words for the language. I naively thought that I was getting close to have them with all three. And it kind of showed that that was an illusion I had, or delusion. So yeah, I just have to keep on chit-chatting with them. At some point I will end up with the proper amount of words, but it takes the time it takes. That's for sure. And the thing is, I'm not going to talk to everyone on each space station, because then we won't get a lot done. So I'm still going for storage augmentations on starships. So an S-class hauler. They are relatively rare to find in the wild. So 37.5 million, and it could be yours. I am going to put the address on the screen. Preferably without me. There, move, thank you. So this is how it looks. And the address is down in the left hand corner. And we are on the space station in MSKV 13. So, and that is in Eissentam Galaxy. So if you are looking for a S-class hauler, come here, camp out, and get it. So I just had to make a note so I know where it is. So I haven't actually been to any planets in this system. That's the Paradise planet just in front of me. We could go and take a look. See how it looks. Because we have found out Paradise planets comes in many forms and shapes like everything else. And one man's paradise is not necessarily everyone's paradise, so this is one of those that the water looks a little bit muddy. it's not really my kind of paradise, but here everyone has their own preferences when it comes to that kind of things. I decided to look for a trading post, because I haven't traded in this system. I haven't bought anything, so, and it's a planet with a lot of local goods, so why not go and do a little bit of trade. As I talked about yesterday, the trade goods sometimes can sit with you for quite a while, and that's because I don't really look for what systems I go to. If I was a full-fledged trader, I would kind of go for buying one type of goods and go to one system where I knew I could sell easily and do it swiftly. That is the right way to do it. But I do more casual trading, and that means I buy it cheap and then sell it when I come across it. And that means sometimes I have very high amount of goods, which for me is actually fine. I have no problem with that because I have space for it in my starship. That's kind of the only thing I have in my starship is the trade goods, and that's what I use the storage allocation for in that. But I do have to get all the boxes on the trading post because it's free stuff. Okay, it's not everything I can use, but that's kind of okay. I actually look for them first, so. I think it's holiday today. Let's see how many S-class haulers I can find. So here we can see I can buy them, I can buy them, I can buy them. And these will earn money if I buy them, but I stick with a little bit lower value. That was the building, so I got, I only had the one. The soldier can go. So, that's fine. My ship is there. Fauna is rich on this planet. I haven't seen any. Fauna is animals. One out of 12. So that means there must be different species. But I'm going to leave it with that. I'm supposed to go to another planet in another system and scan for animals. Which of course I will do. When you take missions, you of course try to fulfill them the best you can, and as fast as you can. The faster you do it, the more missions you can do. Even though sometimes they take the time they take. System. Not that as such means a lot, because another A1, each system has a random designated. Okay, the bartender is a traveler. So he gave me 106, and I could talk to him again. I will actually show it, but I will not do it. So if I ask where they came from and spent the 100 nanites, I would earn 6 then. It will give me coordinates for his grave, and I can pick that up and get a glyph and a memento, which will help me in my travels. So, yeah. So, these are not worth buying. But maybe I can sell something. I'm going the wrong way, but nothing to sell. That's fine. This is plants again. I don't have a problem with plants, but the carbon that comes out of these is so low. So if you really want carbon, go to another a-holer. Go to a planet with the forest and actually just kill a couple of trees. You will have way more than you would get from any arboretum. And in half the time, including the flight time. Exquisite. Good word. Really good word. So there was a couple of ships leaving, not coming. So what missions do we have here? Nothing I can really use. Which is absolutely fine. I don't expect to get the rewards at any space station, at all space stations I visit, because that wouldn't make sense. But I'm of course happy when I get something, and at least I still have a mission in this system, so that's what we're going to look at. Quagmire. Not overly many sentinels, it looks like, so that was one thing I actually discovered in the survival game. That was that it didn't always say how many sentinels was on the planet, which then meant that whatever, when I landed, I could see there was some. So that's two different here, so let's start scanning. So I need 6 or something like that. Of my ship. too close to comfort there. So, there was an animal somewhere. There is one at least. So, I found all the ones I needed. Drop with something over there, so let's go have a look. Actually, there was birds as well. I always say it's good to scan as much as you can. It is money in the end of the day, so grab whatever you can. These damaged machinery, most of them give a little bit of nanites, but sometimes you get the odd one which actually give you something useful. Oh, wrong one. There. So yeah. And as I say, should you have any questions about the game, feel free to ask, and you don't have to be a follower to ask questions in chat. I do appreciate people following me, that does help me, but it is not a must in that connection, so feel free to chit chat with us. This is a good forum if you are new to the game, struggling with certain things. If you want to kind of streamline a little bit what you do, we can help you here. And that is pretty much how it is. If you have any struggles or anything, feel free. We have all had our issues when we started playing. It was freaking hard to survive. So I will say there is no shame in asking for a little bit of help if you feel you need help. And you won't be told to go and read the manual, that's for sure. I'm not sending you down that route. Shielders, take the nanites. There's normally at least one with nanites. That is actually useful. They are the, well, I almost said bread and butter for getting a little bit of this and that. So let's go and see what's inside here. Nothing really on the wall. Say observatory, so that can actually be many things. So there's 2 2s. So the first number has to be 2. It's one of these. And the last one has to be a 2 as well, because that is only 1 2 at the last point. So what do you find here? Well, it can be a little bit on this and that. This is a building. Those I'm not so keen about, and it's on another planet. So I'm going to leave that a little bit for now and then see what else is in this observatory. Sometimes you find interesting things. This is plants. I do not find them as interesting, but things like this I find interesting. Boxes. And why is that? Well, each box potentially contains something. Some of them is useful. Some of them is not. That's pretty much it. But I do like to, the more free stuff I get, the less I have to grind around to try to get those things if I need them. Then you can ask the question, do you actually need anything? Probably not if you see look at it that way. But I still take what I can get. So this personal refiner, I tend to keep it doing all this stuff for me while I'm out and about. You could wait until the end of your session to refine stuff, but I tend to get to a position where I spend a lot of time waiting for that to finish up when I end my session. So I actually tend to just do it, and then yeah, done is done. That's I thought I already had that. So I'm actually getting close to get the bonus one. Don't shoot at me, bastards. So technically he shot at me. Oh no, shit. He shot at me first, so he shouldn't have done that. I don't even feel bad now. Our ships from the pirates here. You always get a standing and sometimes something nice. That goes to my extra suit. So I looked at a building nearby, which I think was another observatory. This is suspicious. That's a transmission tower. Well, I take it. Whatever I find is a, for me, benefit. And the more benefits I can get, the better I think it is. So where is the... Oh, it's over there. Jesus. I am turning blind on my old days. So let's look inside here. For some reason the door is always on the opposite side. There is someone. So let's see what this core observatory I have in stock. So 2 on the front and 2 at the back. It's exactly the same as the other one. Nothing found there. So it would have given me the same thing I already have. Damn. That was a little bit unexpected, but just a minor setback. At least there's boxes here as well. There was a yellow box of nothing found. Those white health boxes, they are your they are your friend when you lose lives. If you notice, you have those pluses. If you kind of die, they will be kind of grayed out, and if you take another hit and another, you will end out not having anything left. And at that point you will die. But the white boxes actually restore your life. So when or if you are down and find white boxes, they are your friend. So that was where I just was. However, I saw something there. And it might do exactly the same thing as the two others, but at least I'll get something out of it. One thing which is good to get out of it is that these actually give extra nanites when you upload. Why did I only have 2? I should have 3. What the fuck? Oh well. So I think it's cheating me now. Damn. But they give in extra nanites when you upload your findings, so always take. Is this the one I already was to? What the fuck? Okay, that's why I only have 2. Oh, makes sense. So there's that one, and there's one over there. So, haven't I found this one yet? If I'm confused, which I sometimes is in games, then I go and look again. Okay, this I don't have any chart on. So when I look now, I should have 3. Ah. Okay. Good. That is very, very good. So for some reason there's a lot of transmission towers here. And it's actually not necessarily a good thing they are so close together, because it might not benefit anything. In a perfect world, you would get one new thing at each of them, and would it be something useful? Well, that you never know. That is always the draw of the lottery when you play. And yeah, for some reason I keep running around on this planet, but I do like finding things. I like actually to see if I get anything beneficial out of it. The thing is, this kind of place, observatories, they might point you to distress signals. So there has to be 2 7s in each position. So the first one has to be 7. There's 2 in second. There is only 1 in third. So this will be the answer. This time I actually get a distress signal. So that means I will find something. What? This was where I came in. There's no doorways I can go and investigate. So then we can go and look at the distress signal. Wherever it is. Not that. There. 4 hours. That means if I do this, and I can get to it relatively quick. This. See what comes out of it. I haven't been very lucky with distress signals with what I have found. This is a hauler. So and it's a C1, okay. As I said, I haven't been overly lucky with these, but it's absolutely fine. I'll take it. And I will get a little bit out of thank you. So the thing is, with the distress signals, you have 2 scenarios. One, it is some pilot which has crashed and you need to help him. You rarely get a lot out of that. The other one is it's a crashed ship. There you get the ship, or can take the ship. If you don't want the ship, you can scrap it. So I got money. What usage do I have for that? That is one of those you kind of wonder why is it giving you money. Would be more fun it gave me some stupid trade goods or something like that. That's obviously what I'm looking for. We'll get something. But that said, I haven't scanned that. It's actually number 12. So I wonder what is number 13? What is number 13? I can actually sometimes find that out. It's underground, common, always active. So there's actually a cave there. With a little bit of luck, I go into the cave and actually find an animal. Oh yeah, there is animals. Jumping mushrooms. Produce sticky honey, okay. Then a word of warning. Up there. It shows us hazardous flora. When you come into caves, not cages, caves, if you run into a whole cluster of these, they can actually kill you, so always keep an eye out. However, when you start a game and find a cave, they might actually be helpful because they hold oxygen and sodium, so you can partial farm them, and but just be a little bit careful not to be attacked by them, because they send out very potent toxins. And it's several times confused me when I was in caves. So I actually got all the animals, all 13, and that gives 3,250 bonus nanites. You know what? I say thank you. So the ship. It is not the greatest of haulers. It got a nice lump of storage slots, but nothing too useful for me. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to scrap it. So I need to repair the pulse engine and the launch thruster. So metal plating, hermetic seal. That's made from ferrite dust, which I always have loads of. And that's actually one of the things I always produce from rusted metal. So I will always have surplus of it. And it's actually one of the good things to keep producing and make sure you have. So I need to go directly to the space station. Compulsion here, so I need to just set speed. Be aware that the more you damage a ship you wanna scrap, you lose money. So, but probably you get it undamaged to the space station. And the problem is some space stations is actually placed in an asteroid belt, and you come out of that and you are having issues getting through to the space station, and then you might damage it and you will lose some money on that account. That's just how it is. So I'm going to check something before I do anything. Always make sure you actually have space, because it will fill the scrap into your exosuit. So I can scrap it for 2.2 million, roughly. It's actually depending on the materials when you sell them, and they might not sell for exactly that amount. So when I was curious, actually I got one storage augmentation as well. And you can see I got these and these, so roughly 2.2 million, which is not bad. I wouldn't know that one is from the... No, that was not British. So now I got my solar ship. It always come up when I lose my normal ship I'm flying. So it's a little bit weird, but that's how it is. It's not only weird, it's annoying sometimes, because I have to go and swap the ships now. So I can go and sell. That's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to handle the mission I did. And there was nothing needed. So I'm not going to sell, because that is going to my normal ship where I have everything that I have for sale. Distress signal is still showing, but not on the planet, so I actually... Theoretically I should be able to find my ship there still, but I don't think it is. So I'm not going to actively search for it, so I am just going to land, call the other ship and fly off again, pretty much. This has been a very giving planet for me. Anti-gravity world. What is it talking about? That was kind of a weird message to get, because it's not something I have on this ship. So is something wrong with my other ship? Why would that be the case? That is really weird. Not that one, that. It comes from cold, so I don't think that was broken either. Thing is, I do not particularly go for anything special, so the pirate is flying around in a hauler. Honestly. Why would you do that? Why would you even do that? Why on earth? Okay, it's AI. So, but still, have I been here? There's another transmission observatory tower thingy. Have I been here? That's the question. I have no clue if I'm in the same area I was earlier. The word from there, so there's a chance that I haven't been here. No, I haven't. This is the planet of observatories, literally. I don't think I ever seen so many on one planet. I have seen more than one, but this is almost ridiculous. So, as said, I do them while I run around anyway. So, yeah, now I have 4. Well, I am not complaining. That is perfectly fine. Let me take these along the way. Amazed. Let me restore my shield. Sometimes navigational data there, encrypted navigation data on the tables. Specimen, which is a standing nanites, which is always handy. There is actually an extra word, which is not bad either. So let's see what the observatory here actually provides. If anything. That's another guy. What is he saying? Is all well and good. No, I'm not going to sit, I'm going to search. Anything on the wall? No. So, let's see what this one comes up with. 539, so it has to be something with 4. 49. Another distress signal, okay. Over there. In 5 hours, okay. Well, if we start walking, we will be there in 5 hours time. Luckily we have a ship, so we can cut it a little bit. way. Now it's 23 hours. That's a long time. I don't think I can play for 23 hours. That is a long time ago. I played all-nighters. Used to do it with World of Warcraft when it was released. Go and buy the game on a disc or DVD, whatever it was, and then go home, install it, and then play. There was something special by going and buy the game and install it and all that. A Sea Fighter. Well, I guess I'm getting another. A traveler. It's actually a quite nice fighter, I like that. Well, it's going to be scrapped. And don't ever make the mistake and swap ship. It will fuck up certain things. So, that one as well. I think I used to have one of these on my original save, my first save. And there was actually quite a neat ship. Where is the space station? Is that way? No, down. There it is. And of course, as I said with the last one, if you damage it on the way, you lose money. Then you can argue whether you're actually losing money because you didn't have any from the beginning. But the thing is, you'll be able to get 1.5 million or something like that. If you only get 1 million, well, then you kind of have lost money. Just saying. 1.2, okay. So, I get my solar back. And I actually go back to Harrod and swap them again. So this is a little bit funny because this is the only planet I have been to today. 2 crashed ships, 4 observatories, and there's even a building on another planet that I could maybe investigate. I found all the animals on all 13, so I got quite a hefty bonus. So this has actually turned out as one of the better planets I've been to in a long time. And without even putting any effort into it. So, yeah. That's another building. I'm actually going to see if that's another observatory. Just out of curiosity, because that is, well, that is really odd. It's really odd. Might have gotten these from the ship, I don't know. But I move these over. I'm going to sell them anyway. That one is, this one goes for sale. I can see that when they start popping up, because the boat downstairs is full. I have a lot of cool things here, but I'm going to leave it for now. Might later change my mind. So where was that building? Oh no, not that. I feel cheated. I would have thought it would be number 5. It kind of had to be number 5. Oh dear. Oh. Maybe I should drop the sarcasm, because there is absolutely no need for that. It's a waypoint, so it might actually show something up. They also can be very... And the best part is look at this point, because you can see where there is deposits if you're looking for that. So that's a minor settlement. That could be useful as well, but for other reasons. So, the funny thing is, the waypoint itself doesn't give you a spot. It's only the small ones. This one doesn't have a marker, so you are stuck with it as it is. However, let's look at that minor settlement. That was the other way, so it is there 1 day away. Well, I'm not going to sit for a day and wait while I fly across a planet, so I use my pulse engine. That is kind of the better option. Say, when you get around planets, use your eyes, because you sometimes can catch things on the ground. If you see buildings, I would say go and investigate them. Maybe scan first and see if there is sentinels around them. Then you might not want to just charge in, check what it is. So there is a waypoint, so I take that. And I suddenly have 5. You can have more than 6, by the way, and but only 6 will show up in the list. I have no idea if you can use it for anything as such. You can rename and upload it, but I wouldn't go down that route anyway. I'm not one which I have done it on my ships more so I can actually recognize what ship is what, but other than that, I actually don't rename things. The thing is, I don't feel the need for doing that. Would I like to have a base on Valderon's Paradise Planet? I don't think that would... I feel that would be a little bit inappropriate. But again, the option is in the game, so you can do it if you like. You don't have to follow my isms on that behalf. I just realized something, but... well. There's actually boxes there I didn't see. I am really getting careless. Okay, I did find them, see them in the second round, but well. So with these, normally I come as part of looking for a someone who ran away. It's a D class. And I always say, take everything around before you talk to the guy. Of course, now it doesn't matter because he's not going to give you information about some refugee who has run away. So the order you do things here is absolutely irrelevant. See, 0.3%, I'm waiting, but that one is over. That one and that one, they are both under. Suspicious package, where have I gotten that? I have a lot to sell when I get to this guy. Sell some upgrade modules and some materials. It's nothing I can use, so but always talk to whatever you can, especially those who sell stuff. Because that will give you the option at least to buy something. I think I have done enough on this planet. I am just taking a little glare to see if there's anything else around close by. My curiosity very often kicks in and there's a, oh, shiny. So as I said, use your eyes sometimes. See what there is. Is there anything which is useful? You might find something which is. And if you want to ask what that might be, it for instance, be a portal. There should be one on each planet, so you might not need a portal right now, but mark it with a save point, and then you can always see it if you come back to the system. So I think I'm out of observatories. So I think I actually will go and see what that ancient ruin will bring. Normally it ends up with something you have to dig out, and it can be useful.
Technology recharge. Technology recharge. Technology recharge.
So again, when you come into landing, use your eyes. Do I see something which looks interesting? You might, or you might not. That is always the lottery. This is a cold planet, and I have already made sure that my cold protection is filled up. What I also need to make sure is that this is constantly running. Put that on because that becomes something else. And have a look at the little thing. Okay, this is Jurassic Park.
Units received. Units received.
A lot of buildings here as well. Man, I am being subdued into more exploring than my trading. Oh dear.
Weather warning. Incoming storm.
Oh, of course. If it can, it will. So I was asked if those knowledge stones are important, and how to say, you don't lose the game if you don't get them, but the thing is, and this is my opinion, it's not factual in any way, but the language is kind of important, because the more words you have, the better you understand what they're saying to you. And in that matter, you don't have to guess as much what they are actually talking about. You get kind of a better understanding and can actually act accordingly. Let's see, should I actually look at one of the other buildings? Just see what it is. Oh, there's a stone, that's not very nice. So, as I said, I'm actually ended up doing a lot of, well, I've almost done half my stream now, and I'm still in the same system. That is something which is a little bit rare. I normally jump on, do mission, jump on, do mission. Wait, don't do that. Don't fly backwards. That is my general problem with bad weather. It takes the visibility, and I do sometimes have a little bit of a problems with actually visibility. Especially when it's bad. So while I'm waiting for the storm, I'm going to take a very short bathroom break and be back with you in a moment. I'll still take the bad bathroom break, so stay with me. I'll be back in a couple of minutes.